Hello, everyone. How are you? I'm a little frazzled, obviously. How are we doing? Happy Friday. I always feel like it's been 100 years since I've seen you guys when we take a week off to do patron streams, etc. So, hi, everybody. Also, I just realized it's amazing how I can be walking around my house completely fine. Like, I'll forget that I don't have socks on. And then as soon as I get on stream, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so exposed. My feet are just untethered. I have to do something about it. I can't tell if the stream is a combination with our lovely Ottawa weather. Will make the afternoon fly by or drag. I just want it to be the weekend already. Ooh, panicked pigeon, heard and felt so acutely. I want it to be the weekend too. I'm so ready for it to not be the regular work week. Although I did just remember that I have to call my insurance company. Please, somebody don't let me forget that I need to call my insurance. You know what? I'm gonna set an alarm. I'm setting an alarm because I'm just never gonna remember. Don't you love when your insurance company is like, hey, so we saw that you have like medical necessity for this medication, but fuck you still, actually. You can't have it. The answer is no. Isn't that so fun? I love it for me personally, because what else would their response be? Obviously, they said our job as a health insurance company is to provide you with health things. So we're not doing that then, because schedule yourself a text for later. Oh, that's smart. I just set alarms, which really piss me off. They actually really annoy me. Oh, Elle, hi. How are you? I'm so glad you told me you switched your username. Oh, I just heard a buzzing noise. I thought my phone was going off. Hold on. My voice triggers both dogs to bark because they think someone's there. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Scout. Sorry to you, Scout, and to like the Scout, your dog, and your other puppies and pets. That's my bad. But also, hi everybody. Hi, Pizza Eggy. Oh my God. No, ew, stop that. I was just going to message you about it, so don't forget, but I might still not make you remember, speaking from a fellow ADHD. Oh, like to message me and that might not work. That does kind of happen sometimes. Hi, Gems. How are you? I only cried once today at work. You know what? Hell yeah. Is that a decrease from how you normally are at work? Or what's the metric here? We're not covering medical necessary things because money and capitalism. Yeah, pretty much. So that seems to be the vibe. Are you on live chat? No, I'm sorry. Let me change it. Live chat. Thankfully, I don't need to change Discord, but I do need to change this other one. Also, you might be frazzled, but you look absolutely stunning, radiant, truly so gorgeous. That's so nice. Thank you. You're very sweet to me, even though I don't feel that way because I just got in from outside and I'm like sweaty and it's very humid here. Also, if anybody out there in the ether has advice about how to make my yard safe for box turtles, let me know. Because I discovered today that I knew that there was a box turtle that lived in my, like the general vicinity of my yard. But I've discovered today that she had babies. So Savannah discovered that too, which has been really super fun. So I don't know what to do about that. Or like do I need to do something? I don't know. Obviously I'm going to do stuff to keep Savannah away from them because she really is very interested in that. I know they're so cute. I saw one today. She's so cute. The turtle herself, like she's very cute, but then her little babies are like the size of like a silver dollar probably. They're itty bitty, but they're buried in the ground and Savannah wants to try to dig them up. So I'm reminding myself that it's not her fault, that like she's a dog and so she has a prey drive and that's the thing that she wants to do. But also I'm like, can you not be a murderer, please? I've cried twice at work so far. I have autism and I have a hard time understanding people. So valid. So relatable. But honestly, like, going from twice to once, big improvement, I feel. Did you go from crying twice to only once because like today is just a better day, or like were your coworkers and or work environment being more accommodating? Because like that's the goal, obviously. Non-live chat means Mickey doesn't see all the messages because YouTube's annoying. Yeah. Yeah, if it's not on live chat, it'll like filter you guys out. So sometimes when you guys are trying to talk to me and you're like, why aren't you answering me? It's because I have not put the chat on the right thing. Watching Christine remind Mickey to get on live chat never gets old because I still don't. Oh, got it. I know the turtles are really cute though, and I really want them to be like happy, healthy, living their best lives, but I'm very afraid for them because there's a lot of like wildlife around here. Is there any sound yet? Can you guys not hear me? Discord, can you not hear me? Hold on. Oh, okay, yeah, you can. You should be able to. I was like, did I not unmute my microphone this whole time? Discord can't hear you. Okay, sick. Thank you, Christine. Your hair looks so pretty. That's so nice. Thank you. Alley Cat. Hi. How are you? I have terrible dyslexia, so I thought it said Alicia. Alicia at, and I was like, what is that? You might try calling a local wildlife org. That's a good idea. I'm afraid that they'll try to relocate her, though. I was reading, because obviously I was, like, terrified this morning, so I did a bunch of Googling. I was reading that their habitat is, like, or their, like, radius is, like, very small. They don't really tend to be travelers. They're, like, within, I think, 1 square mile is what it was, is sort of their, like, you know, that's, like, their little world. And obviously that's fine if they relocate them, but I'm like scared because the little babies are in the ground, you know? And also in a weird way, I do kind of like having her there. I think she's sweet. I just don't want Savannah to hurt her. I don't know how to like, you know? As of now, we have these like anti-dig like dog things that are like stakes that you just like put in the ground. And I put like a wide berth around where they were to keep her away from that, but surely that's not a long-term solution. I just realized the last live streamer I was watching also has dyed hair. Oh, that's so funny. You have a type, I guess. I got top surgery and my autism diagnosis within a week of each other, so I'm just on a journey of identity self-discovery right now. Oh my god, Rinvin, that's so exciting though. Congrats. You love to see it. The last time, I don't remember when we talked about it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Congratulations. Big love to you. We love to see the trans joy. Turtles usually dig themselves a hole to hide in. Typically, they love to find a slight incline and dig like a little cave area. Okay, so I do know where she's living. Like the main turtle. And the babies they were like in the ground. I only saw one of them, but there's a little baby like dug in the ground, like right where the mom turtle is. So I think that's like home base for them probably, but I'm like, should I do something? Do they need something? I don't know what to do. I will probably call like a wildlife organization or something and be like, please help me. Definitely overwhelming, but also very affirming on both counts. That's true. Yeah. Okay, that's so fair. I'm glad that it's been like good overwhelming though. I have a type 2. I think we both know what my type is. Christine, you're a shameless flirt. Stop. Just kidding. I would suggest to keep the Florida Fish and Wildlife number on hand in case of anything. Yeah, that's a good idea. Hold on. I guess I have a type far left streamers that dye their hair and share their pronouns, which is a great type to have. Honestly, I feel honored to be included. Truly. Should we be hearing what? What does that mean? Sadly, Pizza has to go back to work, but have a wonderful Slay stream chat. Bye, Pizza. Thank you. Yeah, you guys should be able to hear me. If Discord can hear me. I know the Discord can hear me. There's no audio on the show, though. We're not watching it yet. Oh, that's exciting. I graduated from my OCD anxiety PHP. That's so exciting. Michelle, how do you feel? That's a big deal. Um, Christine. Hold on, my contacts are blurry. Hey, me. Hi, Stellar Sid. How you doing? I don't hear anything either, but I'm in the car. Yeah, sometimes you have to close it and reopen. Well, if you can't hear me, then it doesn't matter. I can't give you advice. I can't help it. Thank you. I know I'm very tan. I am not doing as good of a job with my sun protection as I ought to be. Don't forget to wear your sunscreen, everybody. I've done a better job about it lately, though. I feel so much better. OCD used to take up 5 to 10 hours of my daily life, and now it's 3 or less. Wow, that's a big improvement. Oh my God, Michelle, I'm so excited for you. That's a big deal. Are you saying I gotta dye my hair? I'm not sure who plays life sim games like The Sims or Paralives, but the stream music absolutely sounds like something you hear there. I love it. It's so cozy. Ooh, Allie, that's so nice. Thank you. Aaron, my lovely husband, is the one who made that music, by the way. So shout out to Aaron. I have you on YouTube, but I've closed and reopened about 30 times. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, sometimes, I don't know, Discord just kind of does weird Discord things. I don't really have anything to like fix it on my end, but sometimes giving it a little time, I guess, can help. It is a huge deal for me. Yeah, no, of course. That's exciting. No, congratulations, Michelle. That's huge. I'm a shameless flirt, but I need the fun today. My head's doing the head thing where it hurts and I don't like it. Oh, Christine, I hate that. Migraines are the fucking worst. Discord likes to choose a person randomly and say fuck you in particular. It really does. I don't know why it's like that. I'm thankful that it's not often me because it would interrupt stream like a lot. So I'm glad, I guess, that it's not me, but I'm very sorry that you're the chosen one today, Aria. That sucks. Aaron scoring for the music, add that to your resume. Next movie. I know. Yeah, I'm the annoying, like, overly proud of my spouse person who's like, did you know? But also, it's exciting. I think it's a cool thing that he did. Oh, hold on. Panic Pigeon, take the leap. Wait, what did I miss? Panic Pigeon. I'm scrolling. Panic Pigeon, what are we taking the leap on? I can't find it. Ah! Hold on. Panic Pigeon. Oh, starting an OCD program too. Michelle, you're giving me more hope for it. Oh my gosh. That's so exciting. Big love. OCD work is hard and it can be overwhelming. But clearly, the results are like proof in the pudding that it's like totally worth it. I have 2 very tired pups in this room, and let's just all cross our fingers that they stay that way. They've kind of been pushing my buttons lately, I won't lie. Honestly, actually, no. The last couple of days have been really good. It's literally just been today and yesterday evening that they're pushing my buttons. But I think they're just a little bored. Also, I saw a reel, I think Aaron sent it to me, that sometimes if your dog is like eating grass in excess, it's because they might need fiber. So they're trying to like supplement by eating grass because grass obviously has a lot of fiber in it. And you can rectify that by just giving them more fiber in their diet. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to give the girls broccoli, even though it will make them have atomic farts, because broccoli apparently is like really good for your dogs. It's like the vitamins in it in particular are like particularly useful for your dogs or something. So we'll be going to Publix after stream because I also am going to get a little jar of baby food and some whole wheat flour to make the girls training treats because we've decided we're bored of the treats that we have. And when did training treats become so ungodly fucking expensive? Why do I have a prescription ready for pickup? What? Okay. CVS is drunk. So I'm making them dog treats later. So we're going to go to Publix, get some broccoli. Also the lovely Christine. I don't know if Christine with a K is around, but Christine also told me about psyllium husk. So I might get some of that too. So the dogs are being good again. We're just missing context. My dog loves broccoli. We feed him the stems whenever we make it for ourselves. Yes, us too. Because I don't want the stems. They're boring, you know. But the stems are also good and crunchy, which Savannah's a big fan of. So I'm going to go look for the most stem broccoli for my buck that I can find at Publix later. So wish me luck. Hopefully I find some good stuff. But lately I haven't had a ton of luck with produce. In fairness, I went to Walmart the other day, but it was on my way home and I needed groceries, and I know like I can't be super disappointed by the produce then, but it was not as like diverse as I was hoping for. Just came back from work as a lifeguard during the UK heat wave. Sweat is pouring off me. Oh, link of a chain. Yeah, it is absolutely insufferable outside. What's the temperature where you guys are at? Also, yes, broccolini does have more stem, but it's also more expensive. So, although I prefer broccolini, like if I'm going to eat it, I want broccolini. Aaron and I argue about this a lot because he doesn't really like it, but his favorite is not his favorite, but like he prefers asparagus, which I do not. Like I'll eat it and it's fine, and especially when Aaron cooks it, it tastes good, but I just am really annoyed by how much work it takes to put asparagus on a fork, you know? Ooh, asparagus wrapped in prosciutto sounds good though, yeah. I've noticed a general decline in the quality of grocery store produce over the past year, and I can't help but think it's related to ice. I think so too. I also am really feeling the lack of proximity, however, to California and Mexico, because I feel that by the time the produce gets to Florida, it's already half bad. You know what I mean? So I think I was just like spoiled with living in Arizona. They do not recommend relocation of box turtles. I wouldn't worry much about them if you're able to keep your pets from them, as pets are the highest concern, really. Okay. Yeah. I am selfishly kind of glad about that because I think it's fun having them in the yard, but I need to figure out how to keep Savannah away from them because she is like insistent. It's chill weather here, 15 degrees Celsius or 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, that sounds so nice. With a high of 68. Ugh, that sounds lovely. Can I just tell you guys, I've literally been dreaming about fall weather and like decor and then holiday time and it being fucking cool outside. Not being cold. I don't want it to be cold, but like the early fall chill. Ugh, love it. Love that shit. The produce problem is also tariffs and the alienation of all of our trading partners. That is so true. Hellfire Fox. Yeah, duh. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but that's so true. We are kind of fucking ourselves as a country. Well, not us. Not you and me, but although I was going to say something. I don't know if is it problematic to say this? I'm going to say it anyways. Fingers crossed that Mitch McConnell's dying and or dead. That would be sick. That would be really cool. There is like a high percentage of me though that does believe the conspiracy theory that they're refusing to announce that he is deceased until after the deadline for a special election passes because Republicans are corrupt and the source of our problems. Dreaming of fall too, but then I remember I live in a city that has snow from November-ish to April-ish. Oof. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I feel very fortunate that, yes, I have to live in air so humid you can drink it for the summertime. But once you get through that, then you get lovely fall weather. It'll get cold even, but it won't really snow. So, I forgot to put my wedding ring on. Girl, the only combo they're having is with his ventilator. Oh, it's like sad. This is so fucked that this is where we're at. But also like I'm so sick and fucking tired of people continuing to take up a legislative seat when it's like so obvious that their ability to like successfully represent the will of the people has long since left the building. Either like in a conscious, like I'm, like somebody just being like a corrupt piece of shit type of way, or in the like, I so clearly lack the ability to like even grasp what people are saying type of way. You know what I mean? Like retire. You did your time. Now fuck off. I'm skeptical of the Mitch is dead conspiracy theory because of previous blank is dead conspiracy theories. Yeah, that's fair. No, I acknowledge and recognize that it's a conspiracy theory and that I have like no real reason or evidence to believe that. But I do feel also that it kind of speaks to like where we're at this point, that like I'm sort of able to believe that that's a thing that's happening, We've so diverged from what is normal ethical behavior for politicians that I'm like, yeah, no, I could see that happening. That's so upsetting. Wolf Trav, how are you? Hi, Mickey. Long time. Glad I could catch a stream. Me too. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being a member for 31 freaking months. Also, hi. Good to see you. The rain though, I also hate this weather because it's too hard to dress for when you get cold super easy. Valid. Yeah, the rain is a little bit of a wrinkle, isn't it? Remember when Biden mixed up a word and everyone was like, he's been replaced by a puppet, and Mitch McConnell disappears for weeks after collapsing, and he's totally fine though. Literally. But also like, obviously like collapsed, was allegedly found unconscious, was transported to the hospital, has disappeared for weeks. We've heard nothing from the man himself, has not released like his own personal statement. And yet we're all being gaslighted into believing that we're like being unreasonable because we're like, what the fuck is up with that? You know what I mean? But yeah, then like Joe Biden having a stutter, which like lots of people have, by the way, and that's not at all reflective of somebody's like cognitive ability, makes him unfit to be president. Which also, let's be clear, I don't like Joe Biden either. The guy's a fucking loser, but still. If you're too old for jury duty, you're too old to be the president. Yes, that's such a good point. I feel that is like the take. Hello? I do not understand all these bitches that won't retire. I know, you stole your bag. Go live out your days on a beach in the Caribbean and leave the rest of us alone. Honestly, I mean, I do know why they won't retire, and it's because they're corrupt pieces of shit who like get off on oppressing the rest of us. So I do get why, but I hate that it's happening, and I wish that it fucking wasn't. If we have a minimum age for presidency, why can't we have a maximum age? I know. And the thing that's hard about it too is that there is a real fine line between setting reasonable limits about like a job, right? Somebody needing to be healthy and capable enough to function in what is actually a very important role, and that turning into like blatant ableism. Because just because somebody is a particular age doesn't mean that they're incapable. And so that is like a hard thing, And I do feel that where we're at in this moment, I'm like, I don't know. I feel that it's fair. I feel it's fair to be like, no, you're done. I would happily settle for like term limits, for example. Mitch McConnell's been in that office for like 100 fucking years. Get out. You've done your time. There are also rules that make sense to help reset norms. Yeah, exactly. I live in Portland and there's a lot of microclimates around here. I still have to search my zip code to remember what growing zone I'm in. Really? Wait, that's so interesting. That's fascinating. I didn't know that was a thing. Now I'm like, are there microclimates here? that I don't know about? Is that why some of my plants aren't doing well? Speaking of which, you guys, I have an absolute monster of an alocasia plant in my yard. She is gigundous, huge, massive, and I love her so much, but also she's kind of being a whiner. She's kind of being a fucking baby, and I don't know what to do about it because I feel that she is like constantly needing more water or like more fertilizer, but then also like I need her soil to dry out a little bit because like yesterday I'm pretty sure I found some fungus gnats. So then I had to do the thing where you get the mosquito bits and you make fungus gnat tea and then you water her with that. And then I put fucking diatomaceous earth on the soil. But just like, girl, you're kind of taking up a lot of my time. Microclimate in the PNW, it's all the mountains. That's fair. Yeah, that makes sense. I've seen a bunch of ex-MAGA people complaining about the lack of term limits. Honestly, shocking take from MAGA people, ex or otherwise, but you love to see it. All these fucking laws and rules were made back when you were either alive and functioning or dead. There's not modern medicine where you live past 70 with dementia. That's so true, actually. I mean, obviously, that's like a sweeping generalization. But the progression of modern medicine being able to keep people healthy and alive for longer has changed the way that things work. So I also just like, even if that wasn't the case, we change our minds, the expectations change, the culture changes, our ideas about what our representatives are supposed to do changes, and so therefore now we're changing our mind and we're setting new rules. The founding fathers didn't consider fuckers being alive and kicking at 80. Okay, but also, can we talk about, this is my biggest fucking pet peeve about the Republican, jerking off to the idea of being in a militia. Well, the fucking Second Amendment people, those people are also the people who are somehow completely unaware or intentionally ignorant about the fact that the Constitution is a living document. That's the point. That's literally the fucking point. It drives me fucking bananas when people are like, hey, we should institute new rules for things, or like, let's change, like the times have changed, so let's change the way that we do this or we handle this or whatever. And they're like, no, that's not America. That's not my America. Let's go back to how it was before. Except that literally the whole point of our most foundational government was created in the way that it was because the founding fathers were like, hey, shit's probably going to change, so we should like structure this in a way that we can change it, but not that way, not those things though. I know, and it's also like a useless critique because that would require those people to possess critical thinking, so I recognize that that's like an unrealistic expectation, but it does still make me mad though. It does still fucking piss me off. Kind of the opinion that if 65 is the age that people in a regular job should retire, then it should be that for government officials. Valid, honestly. But also, I guess in fairness, 65 is like the age that you can retire, not the age that you're forced to retire. There are plenty of people who are above 65 that don't choose to retire, right? Or am I wrong? Now I'm like, wait, do I know how that works? I don't know. Frozen peas are recommended for goldfish constipation? What? I'm so confused. Wait, as in like real goldfish? Do goldfish get constipated? I really do not like the show. It's gross and exploitative. Oh no. Is it fucked up? I did some basic exploration into the first episode, which we will talk about, like how prepared we need to be. But if the community at large decides fuck this show, we don't like it, then we'll stop watching it, obviously. That or 80 and out, your age plus the number of years in any elected position equals 80 as a term limit. 80 years though. Oh my God. Oh, no, your age plus the, okay, got it. That makes so much sense. Okay, you're right. People can work past 65. It's just a normally accepted state. Okay, thank you. I was like, wait, I don't know if that's correct. There's plenty of people above 65 that can't retire. Okay, yes. Thank you. That makes so much sense. Duh. Sometimes I'm telling you right now, there's something about being on live that makes your brain short circuit. It's like you can't think correctly. I don't know. I think it's just like a concept of being observed, I guess, that it like your faculties sort of erode a little bit. It's stressful. 65 has historically been the age where you're eligible for full Social Security. Yes. Okay. That's what I thought. My limit on... Wait, what? Oh, you guys are talking... Okay, never mind. I thought that was at me and I was very confused. The pressure. Yeah, I think so too. You can keep working forever, technically. Yeah, and I think a lot of people do. Because we have to. They're trying to get past doing amendments. I know, if I hear the words executive order one more fucking time, I'm gonna fucking puke. On an unrelated note, I'm still waiting to hear back from the law schools I applied to nearly 2 months ago. I think I might hear back next week. Wish me luck. Oh my God! Hellfire! So much luck! Wishing you so much luck. That's a long time. I would be absolutely flipping my shit if I had to wait that long. I'm not good at that. Clearly. Ooh. Wait, this is like a real treat. I thought you guys were talking about a video game thing for some reason. Nanaimo bar? Nanaimo bar? Nanaimo. How do you pronounce that? Can you tell me something positive about autism? Yeah. Special interests, whimsy, creativity, diversity, community, novelty in the way that you perceive the world. I don't know. There's lots of things about autism that are positive. Could the knowledge of being observed and all the tech stuff also be draining on your mental spoons, and making it harder to process stuff as it happens? I know being in voice calls does that to me. Yeah, probably. I could see that being a big part of it. It's like, like the swiveling back and forth. Okay. Nanaimo bars. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but the bottom layer looks like Bunch of Crunch. Do you guys, I think they still make that actually. That was my favorite movie snack when I was a kid. Anytime I was able to buy Bunch of Crunch, it was a big deal. I fucking love those things. I actually saw a reel a few days ago where somebody made homemade Bunch of Crunch. They made it with puffed amaranth though, and I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know what that is. So I don't think it's bad necessarily, but I was like, is this one of those, you can have a healthy treat. It's only blah, blah, blah. I was like, is it that? So I wasn't super certain about it. Puffed amaranth is good. Okay. It's just a grain you can puff like popcorn. Yeah, but what I'm saying though is like Bunch of Crunch, is it meant to be made with that? Or is that somebody who is on their like green food, healthy eating bullshit trying to make a treat that could be made a different way and would probably taste better a different way? You know what I'm saying? Chocolate and coconut, custard, and then melted chocolate. Oh my God. That sounds so good. I've never heard of Bunch of Crunch before this moment. Oh my God. It's basically a Crunch bar, but in little, it's like the shape of popcorn. It's really good. It's not actually popcorn, but they're just like little bunches. They're little bunches of Crunch bar. They're really good. I'm sorry that you're having a hard time with your autism diagnosis though. That's so valid. I think especially the late diagnosis part of it can be challenging because now as a grown-up, you're having to sort of reposition your life and like adjust your perspective on things. So Jinx, Christine, yeah. It's a hard thing, and it's also, I think the societal stigma around it makes it worse. Because as a kid, I think we're less aware of the way that the world at large speaks about autistic people. Whereas like now as a grown up, we're very aware of how prejudicial the world is. So yeah, big love to you. There are dozens of us. No, but for real, the community here, like the majority of us are neurodiverse in some way. Birds of a feather, as it were. And I think the folks here are a testament to how lovely and beautiful and necessary neurodiversity is, because it makes the world more colorful. Like, for real. I really, not to be like cliche about it, but I really do think that's true. That like there is a unique perspective that neurodiverse and autistic people, you know, in this conversation, like autistic people have about how to do things and how we perceive the world and the way that we function within the world, our relationships. There's lots of really lovely, like relationship things that can be unique to autistic people that I love seeing. That's what I wish the show Love on the Spectrum was. And I guess sometimes it is. You guys told me that sometimes it is that way, and I kind of missed parts of that because I only watched one episode or like one little video about it. But I think it's a fun, I don't know, a fun way to live life, knowing that you can form, especially like emotional connections with people that are unlike the bonds that other people form, because they are based in like your very specific autistic perspective and needs and like your sensory things, you know? I think that's really lovely. So big love to you. Take your time with it. Obviously, coming to grips with an autistic diagnosis is something that is going to take you however long it's going to take you. But do know that you're hanging out with a bunch of neurodiverse and autistic weirdos who are lovely and very happy and very, like, you know, at home. Obviously that fluctuates, you know, sometimes that is harder, but still, you get it. I'm reminded of the You Have a Type conversation earlier, by the way. The live streamers I watch do tend to be neurodivergent. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. There is a large concentration of us in this community, even though it's not like a particularly common diagnosis. I hate when there's little teeny tiny baby hairs. They're getting better. The little baby hairs that I have like up here, they're growing out now that I've stopped plucking them out of my head. Woo! There's still a couple of them that get stuck on my face and drive me absolutely fucking bananas. Hi Mickey in chat. Hi. Miri Sparkle's like, whoa, how are you? Some neurospicy communities are truly uncontested for supportive and kind comments. That too, I do feel that the empathy autistic folks are able to express for each other, because we're very familiar with what it feels like to be left out, can be super affirming. We're very good at that. He attracts the audience somehow. Something about snails. Yeah, maybe autistic people are just, we really fuck with snails. Maybe that's what it is. Back to alive after what may be an actual year. Oh my gosh, welcome back. How are you doing? I'm okay. How are you? You know, I'm hanging in there. If you would ask me before today, I'd have been like, I'm doing great. I'm doing lovely. But today I'm just a little overstimulated by the dogs, to be honest. But they're napping really good right now. So that's good. That's great. Does anybody, actually, I was going to ask, does anybody else's cat do this? But I know that they do, because it's a cat thing. Imogen has taken to standing on the counter lately. She has for a while been a screamer where she'll just stand. It's because of her water bowl. She, for some reason, has decided that if her water bowl had, like if the dogs have drank out of the water bowl recently, that it's like no good. Can't have it. You got to dump it out. So thankfully we just have a 5-gallon bucket that we dump the extra water in, and I use it to water the plants. But yeah, dog cooties, 100%. But she screams at me until I fix it. And it's like not a short, like it's the amount of time, I guess, in between each scream is very short. It's like she doesn't stop to breathe almost. But now she's standing on the counter sometimes. So she's like at eye level and screaming at me. Walking the line can be a sign of progress for some. What? I have so many rocks and crystals. Yeah, we have rock collections. I cut off the curly hair on the back of my neck. Oh my God. Okay, actually, I as a child, I cut my bangs off because I didn't like them. And then I went to the hairdresser because, well, I think hairdresser generous, but I went to go get my hair cut. As a little kid, my mom took me to get a haircut. And they were like, "Did you cut this?" I was like, No, I didn't. And she was like, "Yeah, you did. I can see that it's cut. So who cut it?" And I was like, "I don't know. No, I didn't." Just like fully trying to lie my way out of what is like a visible truth. So yeah, don't cut your hair off just because you don't like it. You got to grow it out. Work wife was at my place last weekend, and she was gently teasing me about how much Bunny meows at me and how I respond to her. Yeah, I know, it's because you respond, and I know that. And also, like, at a certain point, I can't take it anymore. So then I'm like, Imogen, please. Which then, she's like, great, I got what I wanted. So we tried to take away my small cat's preferred water bowl, so she would just use the other one. And she went on the hunt for it on the counters and in the cabinets, and refused to drink out of any other bowl. Yes, Gems. When we moved, I've told you this before. When we moved, we just had like a little collapsible silicone bucket for the hotel rooms and stuff that Imogen for some reason took a shine to. So when we like unpacked in the new house, we put all their stuff back out and tried to take the collapsible bucket away, and Mimi was like inconsolable. She actually stopped drinking water, and I was like, oh my God, okay, here you go, have your bucket. Damn, please don't stop drinking water because you're old and your poor kidneys. Lilybug, once this was told to me, it explained everything. Hold on. Explained what? All cats are on the autism spectrum. A little bit, actually. It's kind of that energy, isn't it? Yeah. Cutting your own hair off due to sensory issues seems to be way more of a common neurodivergent experience than I realized, because so did I. Okay, Midwest Jess, I love that, honestly. Actually, I've done that twice in my life. When I was like, I was a young kid when I cut my bangs off. But then when I was little, I was like itty bitty. I was probably like 4. I woke up and just like, for some reason, decided, my mom said, I kept telling her my hair was in my face. So I went and got the kitchen shears. And mind you, this was like the late 90s. So they were like the big metal ones, and just started cutting my hair off. They had to take me to the hairdresser then too to try to fix it, because it was just like, I had a fuck ass bob for a while as a 4-year-old. I was probably younger than that, actually. It's probably like 2 or 3. I once knew someone who legitimately thought cats can be autistic. Okay, that's kind of funny, though. I kind of like the insistence, like the way that Aaron and I say pecan instead of pecan, where like I'm just fully committed to that now. It just is what it is. I demand photos of me with a fuck ass bob as like a 3-year-old. I might have one. Hold on. But I think my brother's in it. Hold on. Let me see if it's just me. Because if it is, then I'll show you. But I downloaded it because my mom put it on a digital picture frame a while ago. And I was like, wait, that's really cute. I also, in this photo, had like biffed it in the parking lot. So there's like a scratch on my little cheek. which is sort of funny, but also sad. Hold on, let me see. I might have scrolled past it already. I have a million photos of my tattoos now, so thank you all for that. Which, by the way, actually update, I met with a tattoo artist. We had a consultation, and so I am getting tattooed next week. Whatever day the 14th is. Yeah, next week. It's happening. It should only take one session. I can't imagine that it's going to take more than one. So I should have a tattoo to show you guys soon. I'm very excited about it. And I don't have any like concept art. She said that she'll show it to me on the day, which I'm nervous about, but we're trusting the process. So where's this fucking photo, dude? I can't find it. Okay, if I can't find it in the next like 30 seconds. Oh, there it is. All right, are we ready? Behold. Tiny me. Yeah, see, look. See the little scuff on my cheek? It's because I ate shit in the parking lot right before we took the photos. My mom said I cried for like a long time. But see how my bangs are all fuck ass. So, there you go. This baby me. I don't know if that was before or after the haircut thing. I'm pretty sure it was after I chopped my own hair off. Deadass, I feel like tattoos are so essential to affirmation and identity. Okay, I kind of feel that way too, honestly. I would feel so naked without mine. What is this gift? Makes you want a hot dog? What? I know. My mom did have a knack for putting me in really cute outfits when I was little. My mom kind of cooked with that one. Because you look like 4th of July. I do? I guess I kind of do, huh? With like the red, white, and blue situation. That's true. No, you're right. Yeah. My mom loved putting little bows in my hair and stuff. Yeah, she was like really, really into that. Oh my God. I got my own bangs. I was little. I was going to ask which one you were, and then it became clear. I didn't know it would hurt, so they were not symmetrical. Wait, what happened? I also cut my own hair at 4, and it was so short that when they evened it out, my mom was worried people would think I was a boy. So she took me to get my ears pierced. That's a wild reaction to, like, what if people think my kid's a boy? Who cares? I can't judge too much, though, because I got my ears pierced when I was a baby. But that's also a cultural thing. Like, Mexican people just do that. I don't know. I didn't know that that wasn't normal. I thought everybody got their ears pierced as a baby. And then I grew up and it was like, you know, my white friends, it was like a rite of passage for them to get their ears pierced. And I was like, y'all haven't just had them pierced? What do you mean? My nibbling ripped out a braid from the scalp because they thought there were bugs in them. All they could do was look and stare. They were safe, but it took 10 years to grow back. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Also, hold on. Actually, you can. You don't have to imagine because it was real. But Jesus. Having flashbacks to staged and post portraits. We would drive to the mall to get in the early 2000s. Jesus Christ. Honestly, I kind of miss it. I think they're fun. I kind of want to go and get some done because I think like the vibe of them is just sort of cute. Also, you guys, there's one fucking hair in my, as we're talking about me wanting to cut my hair off. Oh, speaking of which, actually, I'm getting a haircut too. So we're getting a tattoo and a haircut, like all I think in the same week. So next week is the self-care week, apparently. Yeah, so we have tattoo stuff. I'll update you guys about what happens there. I might make like a little short piece of content of the process if you guys want that. Obviously, I'll double check with the tattoo artist, but I know she's on social media too, so it's not like she's, you know, trying to hide away from the internet. I hate getting my hair cut. I've been contemplating making my partner learn how to cut layers. Okay, Gems, I cut my own hair like 3 times and it worked out great. Honestly, you guys give me compliments about my haircut all the time and I'm like, thanks, did it myself. So it's really not that hard. I can send you a tutorial if you want, or at least the tutorial that I use, because it's like a real basic, like how to cut your hair and put some layers in it type of thing. And then I added curtain bangs. I looked up a separate tutorial for curtain bangs. But, okay, are you for real in live chat? Because you're reading these comments out of order. Yeah, Christina, I'm just scrolling. I'm just looking. Oh my God, this is an adorable photo of you as a baby. I got my ears pierced at like 6 weeks old. Yeah, I think that was like about the time I got mine done too. I have cut my own hair before. I'm just always crooked in the back. Yeah. That's the issue. That's the challenge. I make Aaron stand in the back and like take pictures of it. And then but I obviously find that to be a little bit cumbersome because it's like, I think the last time I did it, it took me like 3 hours. So I was like, okay, we'll just find a person. Hopefully, I swear to God though, you guys, next week, for live, if my hair is fucked, I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. Don't anybody say anything. If it looks like shit, then it looks like shit, and we're just not going to address it until it grows out. Because I'm so sensitive about my hair. My hair curls, so I assume no one can tell if it's not perfect. See, that's nice. I remember when I was wearing like curly hair, and that was like a big bonus. That like if it's a little uneven, who cares? Christine, I'm so sorry. I'm also really not ambidextrous and I have trouble with everything being backwards in the mirror, so I want to make my partner do it instead. So fair. Because then you just have like, it's like a hair salon but at home, Okay, also we should really watch this episode. Are we allowed to compliment it? I mean, yeah, if it genuinely looks good, but if it's like obviously fucked, don't give me compliments to be nice about it though. You know what I'm saying? Because if I have a chop job and you guys are like, oh my God, it looks so good, then I'm going to feel worse. Yeah, don't do that. If it actually looks nice, then you can say something, but my sister and I performed a genie dance to Genie in a Bottle in elementary school. Oh my God. We were all so problematic. As a fellow dyslexic person, do you struggle to reverse actions in the mirror? I think so. I mean, I don't know. It's hard, but I don't know that I have a particular difficulty with it necessarily. It's just like, I've always thought it was just garden variety hard, but now I'm like, do other people have an easy time? I don't know. Okay, let's watch this episode. Before we get into it, though, let's be very clear. This show, also, I haven't had the thing up this whole time. This show is so wildly fucking, like, graphic. It's very graphic. The episode that we're about to watch is about a neighbor who kills their other neighbor. There are crime scene photos. There is graphic description of what took place. There's also censored nudity for some reason. There are like uncensored photos of somebody in the hospital with very obvious bodily injuries. There's blood, there's violence, there's like all the things, okay? So if that's a button for you, I need you to keep your emergency exit away from the video button nearby. I may also straight up fast forward through bits because I don't know if YouTube will allow me to keep this up transparently. And also, I just don't super like that stuff. So, oh, my headphones. It's been so long since we watched a show that I don't have my headphones in here. All right, I'm going to go get socks and get headphones. And then when we come back, we're watching this episode. But yes, all the trigger warnings, basically anything that could be upsetting It's in here. So also too, if you're somebody who watches the stream with your kids around, please keep that in mind, because this episode is not for the faint of heart. Okay, entertain yourselves for 2 seconds. How about Annie's? How the hell are you, girl? Okay, hello. You're right. It's been more than 2 seconds. That's so true. Okay. Anyone want to be friends? Me. Me. Pick me. Choose me. Love me. Oh my God, you guys. I'm going to Seattle to visit a friend. And we may or may not drive by the Grey's Anatomy house, because I know, Christine, I said the same thing. I'm so excited. I freaking love Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy kept me company through all of undergrad and some of grad school. And I just have like a very intense emotional attachment to the show. I'm so jelly. Christine, I can send you pictures if you want. I'm very excited. There are people who like live in it though, so obviously I'm not gonna be weird. But I do want to take some pictures. Sounds like the overlay is gonna be doing a lot of heavy lifting. Yes, definitely overlay is gonna be helpful. But for those of you in Discord, do keep your wits about you. I cannot believe that show is still going. I know, honestly. I haven't watched any of the new seasons. I think the most recent one and the one before that. Maybe the one before that even. Okay, I'm actually going to rip my hair out of my fucking head. Okay, hi Audlincore, how are you? My fingers slipped. That's what they all say. Heard that one before. Just kidding. Christine, you met Sarah Ramirez? Okay, that's so sick. Oh my God, I'm so jealous. I want to meet all of the people. I love Ellen Pompeo too. She's so cool. Ugh. What is it about wearing headphones that makes my hair all of a sudden look weird? Okay, I use water to help with the hair touching my face. I've started putting literal hair gel on my hairline just to like tamp everything down, which does seem to help a lot. But there's a couple just like wild pieces that don't want to play ball. Welcome to my house. This is my house. Entry, please. That's like a vocal stim that will just never go away for some reason. Okay. Also, yeah, the weird animated bits of this show, I don't think I super love them, but we'll get into that. Okay, again, graphic content. So if you have children around, not for them. If you have soft spots, sore spots about violence, harm, graphic depictions of injury, bodily fluid, violence, this might not be for you either. Okay? So please, nobody, I don't want the hate comments. Don't do it. Don't leave me comments saying like, wow, I didn't realize, because I've tried really hard to give you ample warning. Okay. Let me make sure my headphones are working, because I just have a sneaking suspicion that they're not. See? There it is. Okay. Great. All right. Discord, you can see? Great. All right, let's do it.
Normally, if your neighbor is mad at you over a little fight and a property dispute, it's simple.
I said pss, pss, pss.
That's a civil issue.
Echelon is not here currently, but I will tell her.
Well, it is until it turns into murder.
Reading. Again, fair warning for lots of violence.
I have pleaded for help. I can't live like this.
And also 911 calls. Sorry. Yeah, there's apparently a lot of 911 call recordings in this show, so.
Tell me what's going on. Where are you at?
Nothing justified what that woman did.
Just leave me the fuck alone. No, listen.
What's Blumhouse Productions? That explains everything. They produce a ton of gory fiction horror movies. Oh.
Hello?
Why do I have a bad feeling this is going to be the only episode of this show that we watch? Should we watch this at 1.25 speed, do you think?
In May of 2018,
I can't decide.
I was shot in the face.
Oh.
The bullet went in the right side. It went through my nose, and it came out my ear.
Jesus Christ.
I'm really lucky to be here
yes,
today.
Yes, please. Okay. Fair enough. 1.25 speed it is. If we decide we hate it, let me know.
Me and my husband, Dave, moved to Mount Sterling in 2002. We
that
lived
picture
in Ohio,
is very
and my parents retired and came to Mount Sterling because their family's down here.
Little cuties.
So we followed. Mount Sterling is a small community. It's about 36 miles from Lexington. Pretty much everybody knows everybody, and everybody's nice here. They're friendly. We're in our own little world here.
Pretty much my mom's entire family is from Kentucky. My grandparents lived here, and my aunts and uncles.
Shauna's like my daughter. Even though Shauna was an adult, I wanted to make sure Shauna was taken care of. Yes.
Shauna's family it's pretty good sized. Everybody's close. You go up and count houses, and half the family is in every house up there.
Absolutely not.
The kids run up to each family member's house.
Absolutely
knocking on doors,
not.
want to get candy.
I love
My
that for
parents
them,
lived
but I'd
right across
rather
the street from us.
actually
It was
fucking
good. I mean, we
shit
was all
myself.
close and spent time together, and you know, I had a pool in my yard, so we had a lot of cookouts and dinners. Dave and I, we were always laughing and joking and smiling.
I don't like.
He didn't really have a close-knit family like ours, so David did appreciate.
I'm so sorry. I can't. Hold on. I need you guys to see how weird this is. Why did we have to animate it in this, like... It's giving, like... Yeah, like the Family Guy, BoJack Horseman style drawing that I really dislike. It's giving AI animation a little. Yeah, is it really that much cheaper than hiring actors? Apparently. Yeah, like Archer, it's that same sort of vibe. Yeah, I do think maybe that's the answer, is that it's AI. But right here, I don't know how much of this I can play without getting demonetized. You know what? We're going to chance it. Look at how they go.
Dave and I, we were always laughing and joking and smiling.
Ha, ha,
He didn't
ha.
really have a...
Hello? That's so weird. I'm sorry. I think that's just going to make it harder for me to, like... Because on one hand, we're doing the, like, really aggressive, like, bah, 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 music with the, like, dark lighting and the glitchy intro and the whole thing, because we're obviously trying to sow some discomfort you know? But yeah, then like have some Adult Swim. What? Yeah, it is kind of uncanny. I don't like it. This is weird.
Close-knit family like ours. So David did appreciate having a big family around.
My mom and Dave got together when I was about 2 years old. I have always had two dads. I was very blessed in that aspect. Dave watched me grow up, and he was there every time I made a mistake or did something good. He was there, and I'm just so thankful for that.
I live bug. Come here.
In 1995, I was living in Franklin, Ohio. I worked at Warren County Board of Developmental Disabilities. I was working as a bus driver,
Like,
and I
what's going
transferred
on
clients to and from home each day so they could do work. David worked inside the group home. My first interaction with David was his very first day. We got into an argument. We would argue and fuss, and he complained about me, but each day I had to transport a behavioral student, and he had to go with me. So then we started talking and was civil to each other. He warmed up to me, and it just went from there, and we just kind of clicked.
here? And like, that's
We
very
eventually started
cute,
dating
obviously,
and
but the
living
little
together in
cartoon
my
of
house
it is like,
with my daughter, Haley.
One of my first memories of my mom and Dave together was all of us going to Tennessee.
We're on vacation in Gatlinburg. We woke up one morning, and he said, "You want to get married today?" And I was like, "Yeah, right." Neither one of us had clothes to get married in. We both had shorts on. I had a beer t-shirt on, and Haley was probably the only one that even had a cute outfit on because she was tiny and I dressed her cute.
They just knew they wanted to
Big
be together,
90s
so
vibes.
they tied the knot.
oh, so
And
they have a
then
bunch
my mom
of
found out she was pregnant with my sister.
series like this.
It was just a
then.
chance that I took
Got
on
it.
him, and it was a chance that Dave took on me.
I know, we didn't even want to find like stock
Everybody in
footage
our
that looks
neighborhood,
vaguely
we all got
like
along. We were
her.
close-knit. I'd lived there 14 years, and I did not have any problems with any neighbor. Up until
Worst ex
Francis
ever and worst
came,
roommate ever. Okay, interesting.
and then it all changed. Francis did have a long history with our family in Mount Sterling, but she was actually quite a bit older than me. I didn't know much about Francis other than her and my cousin was very good friends. And she had stayed with my grandma when she was younger because she was having family problems.
Frances became part of our family when she was 15, 16 years old. Frances didn't really have a good home situation. She told us that her mom wasn't good to her, but I was never sure. She enjoyed being with my family. She was there so much. After a while, we just always introduced her as our niece. She became close to us. We all loved her. She was funny. She was fun to be with. I don't know what happened to her.
I had not heard a word about Francis for years
Okay.
until one day she just showed up. She was getting divorced and she was coming back home. Francis wanted to buy property and live by us because really she had been a part of our family.
When she first came here, Frances had all kinds of money. She told us when she got a divorce from her husband, she got a big settlement.
It's a wild hairdo, Francis.
Francis had bought the property straight across the street from us, and she was going to put her a new double wide in there. But there was an old house and it had to be tore down, and the yard had to be straightened up. So she asked me if she could stay with me until she got her house done. I said, yes, that's fine, you can stay. I could get
Oh,
along
boy.
with pretty much anybody, and I thought, I'm going to help her. My main goal was to just be there and treat her like family, and that's what I intended on doing. Francis moved in with us at the end of November.
Haircut's a red flag. It's also wild to me how recent these are, because the last time I watched shows like this, it was like the Unsolved Mysteries era where, like, you know, it'd be like September of 1986 or whatever. But this being in 2016, I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of surprising. All of these series have animated sequence. Or of a barbecue. Yeah, honestly. Even just like animated, or not animated, stock footage of like just the grill part of the barbecue, somebody putting something on a barbecue. You know what I mean? Like, that's a very common choice for shows like this. Also, anytime that I think I'm doing the least with video editing, I'm going to remind myself that people make fucking shows like this, because we've looked at the same school photo of Francis like 6 times for like 2 minutes at a time. Just still, like, there's a little dynamic zoom on it, but that's pretty much it. Sometimes I think I am underestimating how much people are willing to just sit and stare at like basically nothing. My children are all feline and none of them let me dress them up. I know. Why won't my cats let me dress them up? None of our pets really like being in clothes, unless it's like a harness to go outside for a WALK. We're not into it. Netflix is hiring interns. I'm sorry. It's because Netflix knows people aren't watching. True. That's fair. Okay, let's keep going.
I was on disability, unable to work, and Dave worked at a factory out here in Mount Sterling that makes parts for cars. David also worked part-time at the Montgomery County Regional Jail as a deputy jailer. And he was such a hard worker. He worked all the time. Both of my daughters were out of the house. So, I mean, I thought it would be good company for me, for Francis to be there. Me and Francis would get out and go shopping. We'd go out to eat.
These are so obviously
we went to the
AI.
movies. We had cookouts. We used to go to a club downtown and dance.
I'm sorry, I hate
And
these.
we just had fun. But then we started having problems. She'd get a little short with me or upset, but I just blew it off and didn't address it.
Yeah, Travis, that's such a good point.
Francis's personality became bossy. Everything had to be her way. Like she wanted to take over.
If anybody knows me, they know I clean. I clean a lot. I was vacuuming my house one morning early.
These are
She come out
obviously
there
AI. I hate
and pulled the
this.
plug out of the outlet and said, "It's too early to be vacuuming." And I was like, whoa, this is my house. I started seeing more signs that it wasn't a good idea for her to be with me. She had told me about a video that she was in, and we watched it on YouTube.
Muslims, they follow the same satanic book that they all do. They all read the same pages. Here's the thing, I don't even see Islam as a religion. It's a death cult, a glorified death cult. That's all it is. That's all it ever will be. I don't like you. You don't like me? Why? No. Who said I'm Muslim? If you're not Muslim, you're a Muslim lover. Something I didn't tell you. I'm Jewish. I don't think you're into Jesus. You're Jewish, you're Muslim, are you atheist? Are you fag too? Fag too? Yeah.
I thought,
You know, I was going to say earlier too, when she was like, it's a tight or a small community, everybody's just nice. I was like, yeah, I feel like everybody's probably nice to white, straight, cisgendered people. You know? Like, somehow I find it hard to believe that these people are just so super nice to like everybody. And then, would you look at that? Hellfire, I'm not going to repeat it, but it was a slur for a queer person. That's why I had to clarify that why she had to clarify that there weren't any families like that, mixed race. Ah, yeah. Tight-knit community where everyone's nice. The first thing they ask is, what church do you go to? Okay, Em, I thought the same thing. But I was like, Mickey, don't be an asshole. I should have been an asshole because I was right. Okay.
it was a little bit crazy. But
A little bit?
She thought it was cool that she was in this video, protesting. And
Protesting what?
then I started thinking she may be a little racist.
A little?
This is
But
not gonna
also,
work.
so you don't have any issues with her using the F slur? Hello? I know obviously this woman is a victim in this scenario, so I'm not trying to drag her through the mud, but like, Small towns are nice to your face, but nice wasn't my small town experience either. Yeah, I am still curious about that. I don't know that I've like really figured out when someone, or like how to tell if someone is being nice or like southern nice, you know? Like the bless your heart nice. I don't think I've figured it out yet. Hold on, wait, what's this? The animation looks especially weird with the speed change. This is the studio that does the animations. Oh, interesting. Yeah, specializes in using AI, I feel. Okay.
David did not like her at all. He said she's
Shocking.
trouble from the beginning. She's loud-mouthed, and she is an attention seeker. He was a very good judge of people.
I mean...
In 2016, I was living in Ohio. I had met my husband. My son Owen was born in 2013, so I had already had a son when I met my husband. I visited my parents almost every other weekend.
Dave and I was very close with Owen.
Owen was the highlight of his life because he had 2 girls. So he wanted a boy in the family so bad. The moment that Owen was born, Dave was there every single day, rocking him to sleep, holding him, watching NASCAR with him. You would think that they had been best friends their whole lives.
He was our world. It's different when you have a grandkid.
What?
Haley brought Owen to visit one weekend, and when they come in, Haley's like, "Who is that?" And I said, "That's Frances. She's staying with me."
When I learned about Frances moving in with my parents, it was a big surprise. I didn't know this lady. I didn't know anything about her. Meeting Frances for the first time, she was different. She was very awkward when we came into the house, kind of felt like we didn't belong. She made us very uncomfortable. Owen was 3 at the time that Frances moved in, so he was pretty rambunctious. He was hell on wheels. He didn't slow down for anything, maybe for a cup of chocolate milk. He was
Also, I mean, he's
on the
3.
go all day long.
Frances was just
Any
kind of a grumpy old
3-year-old
lady
is-
when Owen was around. I don't think she really cared much for kids. And I think part of it took the spotlight off of her. I don't think she liked that.
Frances had a resting bitch face. She always looked like she was about to ask for the manager, and that's just not my cup of tea.
That's a wild way to describe somebody, but it seems kind of accurate.
My arrangement with my oldest daughter was to get my grandson every other weekend.
3
and he would stay
teenagers.
with me
That's
all
funny. I've
weekend.
never heard that.
Frances was home resting in a bed, and Owen was riding his bike around the house. And he was making noise and hollering, "Hey, Mimi, watch me." And she came out of the bedroom and yelled at him and told him to get off that bike and be quiet. So she was trying to nap. It was a shock to me that she would have yelled at my grandson like that in my house.
Her behavior towards my son was not acceptable in Dave's eyes. Nobody talked to his grandson like that.
I mean, no one should talk to
She
a
couldn't
child
come in
like
and start
that.
trying to control the grandbabies now. That's just not going to happen. Those grandbabies are our pride and joy.
I told her, "You need to get your stuff together, and I'm going to take my grandson to eat, and when we get back, you better be out of my house." And we left, and when we came back, she was gone.
You know what? Hell
When all
yeah.
the issues came with Frances, Dave wanted her to go. So he was happy when she left.
Okay, good for them. Yeah, toddlers are active. That's what toddlers do.
I asked Frances to leave in January, and she moved into her new home across the street in March. When she moved in, I never dreamed we would have issues with her. I just assumed she'd stay over there and live her life, and we'd stay over here and live our life.
Okay.
But Frances decided she was going to try to cause problems.
One of the first issues was the property line. Frances had moved in and she was kind of taking over property that wasn't hers. It was actually my grandfather's.
Frances wanted to build a driveway, but she wanted to take it over on my dad's property, and my dad would not let her.
My grandfather was getting very irritated and she was not backing down. They had it surveyed and he was right. She was way over the property line, but that wasn't good enough.
Can I just
Frances
tell
went ahead
you?
and built the driveway.
The amount of stories that I've seen on TikTok and Instagram and like all the social media places about neighbors feuding over property lines is wild to me. Like, we have to get this surveyed, and we hired a different survey, and we're looking at the blueprints and the property, whatever. Like, what is it with people and the fucking property lines? I don't get it. I'm sorry, I don't understand. I don't want to deal with what? Hold on. Why do emotionally immature adults not understand normal childhood development? I don't want to deal with normal 3-year-old behavior, and that's why I'm not a parent. I'm not going to be mad at a 3-year-old for acting in line with their developmental status. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I am not a person who super loves having toddlers scream in my ear and like the sound of fucking Cocomelon. So I don't have kids. You know, obviously for like a bunch of reasons, but the music/sound is like 2 steps away from Kitchen Nightmares. I've never watched that either, actually. Get a nice big tree planted on that property line. Then you're dealing with tree law. What's tree law? I just don't understand the fixation with like, well, I want to build this thing here, and well, it's on my property, so you can't. Well, but I want it like, okay. This woman seems to have issues, like control issues. Amy's Baking Company. We need to watch Amy's Baking. Oh, wait, I have seen that. I have seen that episode. I have. Yeah. I mean, we could watch it though. If you guys want to watch Amy's Baking Company. I haven't seen it in a while. But if you guys want to watch Amy's Baking Company get ripped to shreds on Kitchen Nightmares, I'm all about it. Sometimes, as a parent, you get frustrated by things that we're not allowed to do as a kid, and you got to check yourself real quick. Ooh, yeah. That's a big one. Yes, Amy's Baking Company. Okay, hell yeah. I have a feeling this is going to be the last episode of this show that we watch, because it's just a little graphic, so maybe we'll watch that next week. Kitchen Nightmare so much. Yeah, I don't think I've really watched a lot of it other than that Amy's Baking Company episode, because I remember people talking about it because it was in Arizona. Right? I'm pretty sure that's what we're talking about. I lived above a restaurant like that. Really? Ugh. Okay, good. Yeah. All right, let's keep watching.
My dad was
I
furious.
thought it'd be good.
My grandfather decided to mark it off very vividly for her. He put some vehicles there, upside down. Yeah, he flipped cars over. Welcome to Kentucky.
From that point on,
What?
it just went downhill real quick.
He flipped her car or just cars? That is, yeah, everyone is so nice in this town though. I know when they showed that picture of her dad too, I was like, again, these people are the victims in this scenario. Don't be rude. But also, if I saw that man at a gas station, I would give that man a wide berth. I would be very concerned about how that man would speak to me if I was doing stuff that he didn't like. The ways he acknowledges people's feelings and dignity to help diffuse situations, if only it lasted. Oh, and Kitchen Nightmares. I enjoy seeing the more human side of Gordon. I watched, what is that show where there's like kitchens on different levels? They did a holiday version of it. It's like a Gordon Ramsay and Company show. I can't remember what it is. I'm pretty sure I've seen better animation on zero budget YouTube channels. Yeah. Agreed. Next level. Yeah. Next level. There was like a baking edition for the holidays. And he was so sweet. He was like so helpful and supportive and really like on people's teams. I like the shift that he's made in the last couple of years from being like the scary hard ass guy to being like actually very kind. Because he seems like he's a kind person actually. Gordon has toned down over the years, and I've seen him do some amazing things for people. So I don't know. Yeah, he seems really nice. I don't know. I kind of like him. Do we not like Gordon Ramsay? Because I think he's cool. The UK Kitchen Nightmares is so good. Wait, really? Okay. I've never seen that either. Should we watch it?
My mom at the time wasn't working because of her health problems. She was staying at home a lot. And my sister was off to college. I was obviously grown and living in a completely different state. I know that she was getting kind of lonely. So she decided, you know, I think I'm going to try to get out of the house a little bit.
My friends had a tanning salon, and one of my best friends worked for them, and I hung out there all the time.
While Mom was at the tanning salon and helping her friends, Frances came out to the salon and kind of was making a scene, and then my mom told her she had to leave.
Oh boy.
And then Frances made a post on Facebook to the business saying that she's going to report them for me working there. She was accusing me of working while I was on disability, and she was going to try to report me. But I was not working, I was just volunteering and hanging out. She was just trying to...
This woman kind of seems like... It almost seems like there's a stalking situation going on here. Like this woman has anger issues, or there's some kind of hang up that this woman has with like conflict resolution. She seems like unable to let go of any time someone makes her upset, you know? Like this is the woman that would jump out of her car to like bang on your window if you cut her off in traffic type of thing, you know? I really enjoyed watching his British show where he worked with... where he worked with prisoners to help them learn to cook. Okay, that's cool. I've heard he's actually so nice, and the yelling is just a persona for TV. I would 100% believe that. Okay. Let's keep going.
Get the business owners in trouble.
My mom is one to protect her tribe. So when Frances decided that she was going to take my mom down and the tanning salon down, my mom said that it wasn't going to happen. She's not the type that you can bully.
Oh boy.
I went out my front door and went over there. And I told her, you know, mind your own business. Nobody's bothering you, and we don't want to be bothered. I did ask her why she was doing it, and she just laughed. And she said, because I can. And then we got into a fight. It wasn't just pulling hair, slapping. It was a fight.
Oh boy.
David come and broke it up and drug me off of her. Frances called 911.
911, where's your emergency?
The neighbor come down here and started beating on my door with a stick and a hoe and saying, I'm going to kill you, bitch. And when I opened the door, she started hitting me with the fucking stick and attacked me.
And what's her name?
Her name is Shauna Scott. David Scott's wife. David Scott come in my house and jerked me down and let her hit me in the face. I absolutely want to press charges.
Okay.
I worked for Montgomery County Sheriff's Department. I was a deputy sheriff there.
Hi, Echelon.
We had to
Thanks for
respond to
scaring
Washington
me.
Street. There was an incident that the neighbors had a fight, a minor assault. Frances was telling me that she was struck with a stick.
Frances told the police that I took a hoe and that I hit her with it and that David beat her with it. And she demanded that I be arrested immediately.
She didn't have any injuries on her that I seen to show that she was struck with the stick. I can't make an arrest on an assault unless there's
Her
very
trying to show her
serious physical
scrape
injuries
knee.
that we can see.
I mean, was we scuffed up from rolling on the ground? Absolutely. But no, she was fine. Then all of a sudden the next day she had a neck brace on, an arm brace on.
Okay.
Frances did follow up with the steps to formally press charges against Shauna. She went to the county attorney. A warrant was issued for Shauna in that case.
I mean,
I was
in fairness,
arrested 2
Kit
weeks
Foster,
after
that
the
seems pretty
But I mean, I knew it was
mild,
coming because she
all
was not
things
going to stop until they
considered.
arrested me. And when we got to the jail, I called David and said, I'm at the jail, I'm being arrested. And so he said, I'll be right there.
Oh, no shit, she got arrested. Oh my god.
This is the first time I've ever been in trouble. I was embarrassed because Dave still worked at the jail part-time as a deputy jailer.
Dave calls me, lets me
yeah,
know that my
fair.
mom and Frances physically assaulted each other, and that Frances was pressing charges and wanted to see her in jail. I was kind of in shock, and I've never seen my mom act like that.
I know.
Dave kept in contact with us after the altercation. He was definitely worried about it because he didn't want anything to go against his name or Shauna's.
Dave said that he was going to get things settled and just try to let everybody cool off. Well, I don't think everybody cooled off.
Yeah, clearly.
When I got home from being released from jail, Frances was out in the yard, video recording on her phone.
Oh my God.
She was mad. She called the jail. She called the sheriff's office, demanding that they put me in jail for 18 months for assaulting her.
18 months?
I'm being unfairly treated here in Montgomery County, and I don't deserve this. But these people came to my house and assaulted me, and they will not do anything to them. I told the sheriff that too. He works at the jail, so they think they can do anything up here, and because David has that connection, they can get away with it. I have reached out to the state police. I have talked to the Attorney General 3 different times. They advised me to report this to the FBI, and I did so. The FBI told me I needed to file a complaint within the DOJ.
This is the person who tells people when, like, they can't get a reservation at a restaurant that, like, I'm gonna call the president, you know? Like, hello? At this point, it's really seeming like this person might have a cognitive issue. I heard... What was the background of the relationship between Frances and Shauna? I feel like I missed a lot. So, Frances had a bad home situation and was very close with Shauna's family, to the degree that Shauna's family was, like, calling her, like, their niece and stuff. She was, like, around the family a lot. And then Frances lived with Shauna and her husband David for a little while because she moved into the house across the street, but the house wasn't, like, ready yet. So she lived with them for a while until Frances popped off and screamed at their grandson, and they were like, yeah, no, get out. Could you imagine having to live by someone like this? No! Oh my God, no. This is the kind of shit that I'm like, is it worth it to sell the house and move? You know, I know our family's here and stuff, but... Ugh. Contacting the DOJ is so funny. That's what I'm saying. The FBI, the DOJ, we called the Attorney General... Because even if what she said is true, like even if that is the case, that they came across the street and beat her with a stick, okay, what does that have to do with the Department of Justice? You know what I'm saying? And that also clearly was not the case. Like, this person really has some issues to work on. Have you seen the girl on TikTok who left a 1-star review for a salon because she showed up super late for her appointment? Yes, I did see that. I did see that. This is obviously that person is not violent, the person who left the 1-star review, but it does speak to like a level of self-centeredness, you know, like a lack of critical thinking, because yeah, main character syndrome, sure. There's an entitlement thing there. Yeah, there's like, but like with this woman, obviously, there's like a sort of vindictive streak to how self-centered she is that is like, I don't know, concerning, obviously, but there's like, I don't know. I'm not going to say, it's fine. We're just going to keep going. I'm not going to say something that's going to get me in trouble.
And I am in the process right now of writing a letter to President Trump.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay.
This is not going to be swept under the floor.
Frances had this idea in her head that Dave...
Writing a letter to President Trump? Yeah, he can't read. Okay. It's giving blatantly racist. You know, I would not be surprised whatsoever if this woman decided she was going to die mad about the fact that a black man told her, no, you cannot do that. You know, she does seem like she has issues, like probably anger issues and like a selfishness, a self-centeredness. But I would not be surprised whatsoever if like the ego wound of a person of color telling her what to do or not do absolutely snapped something inside of her fragile little brain. My mom had a neighbor who kept cutting down the vine my mom had on our fence, despite the fence being 3 feet onto our side of the property. She claimed it was killing her garden, which she planted on our side of the property line. Oh my God. I don't even know what my neighbors look like, and I've lived here for 24 years. Dude, I feel so lucky. All of our neighbors are so chill. Like, so chill. Our neighbors helped us build a fence just 'cause. Another one of our neighbors keeps lending us power tools and like seeing if we need anything. All of our neighbors are so fucking cool. Yeah, I feel so lucky because clearly there's some real fuck shit going on. My landlord is one of my neighbors, so if I ever need anything, I can walk to his house. That's nice. Hopefully that means your landlord takes better care of you. Yeah, the husband is black. So Shauna is a white woman and her husband, David, is a black man. Okay, let's keep going.
Working at the jail made it impossible for my mom to face charges, which is absolutely absurd.
The good old boy system here protecting David Scott and his wife, it's going to end. It's going to end.
Right.
2 weeks after I was released from jail, they served me with a paper to go to court.
Neighbors for 3 months.
The case came to me in 2017, and I was appointed as prosecutor. Shauna Scott was being charged with assault in the 4th degree, minor injury. It's a Class A misdemeanor. I learned from reviewing the report that it was a neighbor-on-neighbor case where Ms. Zoyer was the victim of an assault. My first impression was pretty clear-cut, and I'm like, okay, well, hopefully this is something that we can, get resolved.
After my first court appearance, I wasn't no danger to no one. I was just sitting home waiting for my trial.
Shauna was under a no-contact order as part of her bond in the criminal case. She's to have no contact with the victim, and in this case, that was Frances Zoyer. If she did violate that no-contact order, she could potentially be taken back into custody.
I was not allowed to mow my front yard. I was not allowed to go to my own mailbox because it was 500 foot to her. That's how close we lived.
I think that Frances really started to try to bait my mom to cross that line so that she can make a phone call and have my mom thrown in jail, which is what she wanted all along.
From that point on, she was nonstop calling the police. It doesn't matter what we did, she would call the cops on us.
Oh my God.
Montgomery County Dispatch. Hi, my name is Frances Zoyer. Shauna Scott's father is out here stacking on top of his big junk pile. This is the time everybody should be sleeping, not junking.
Montgomery County Dispatch.
Yes, I have a bird feeder that I keep out of my yard, and now it's gone. I like to report a stolen purse. It's gone, and of course my lovely neighbors are smiling, so it's like they know. I am so sorry. It was rolled back into the back seat.
Oh, you found it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Every time I walk out my damn yard, they're out here videotaping me like I'm some kind of movie star. These are not paparazzi. Don't I have the right to privacy here?
Oh my
I was
God.
on Washington Avenue almost daily. I mean, it was over and over just all the time.
Montgomery County Dispatch.
My drunk neighbors are out here setting off fireworks, and the sparks are flying on top of my vehicle and my home.
I'll get a deputy headed up that way, okay?
We have to respond to every call, and that's hard in a small community because most of the time we only had 2 deputies on duty at one time.
Central 275.
I advise Ms. Zaire that it's 4th of July, people can shoot fireworks. There's no criminal intent with them shooting fireworks right in here.
Frances did anything she could to antagonize me. My youngest daughter is
Hi,
biracial.
Meowcat.
Frances called my daughter the N-word, but I wouldn't fall for it. I stayed away from her. And I think she was racist against Dave.
Obviously.
I think she had it out for Dave from day one.
That's
I remember
clear.
one weekend, David went out to start the car, and this car was across the street, and
Also, why does David always have a little sheriff's deputy thing on his shirt in these animated sequences? Like, the King of the Hill animation. I know! It takes the, seriousness out of it, which is really disappointing. No, I know. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not, Gems. I know he works for the jail, but, David went out to start the car on the weekend. for some reason, is wearing his little sheriff's deputy thing. Like, what the fuck? I know. Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you, Jess. It's hard to tell sometimes. Clearly this lady is delusional, but also, like, obviously trying to do anything that she can, and especially, like, to weaponize her privilege as a white woman to oppress a black man. Like, this feels, never mind, this feels pretty open and shut. Like, this woman is probably poorly educated, lacks some emotional intelligence and emotional regulatory skills, and is mostly violently racist. Like, TLC would never. Yeah.
My dad's property.
David Scott come here this morning, and I called the sheriff again today, called the state police also. The man that they won't protect me from pulled into the driveway beside my driveway.
Frances came up to his car. She went around the
Jesus.
car windows, beating on the car windows, cussing and calling names.
I went over and videotaped his car sitting there, running, with him in it. Howard put the blinder thing in front so you can't see in the car, and he'd sit there in the car, and he wouldn't roll down his window.
Saying, if you're a man, come out here and fight me. Just crazy.
What?
He just drove away.
This woman is actually fucking wild for calling the police to say he wouldn't get out of the car and fight me. This man's a coward. Can you have him arrested because he wouldn't get out of the car after I beat on his car windows? Like, what? I know, that's what I'm saying. This is why it feels like AI, because parts of it are animated and parts of it are this weird, like, CGI rendering type of thing. I don't understand. I don't get it. If they can get on TV, then I can do stuff with my art. Hell yeah. Riley, that's so exciting. Congratulations. Oh my God. Big love on your new therapist. I hope you like them. I actually started working with a new therapist lately too. Gotta go play company sanctioned cornhole back in 30, folks. Oh no. Isn't that called cell shading? What is? It's likely they animated on top of a real picture and video in a real world setting. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know what that meant, but that's neat. Okay.
And I said, why wouldn't you call the law? And he said, what's the law going to do? They're not going to do anything.
The sheriff keeps saying, if we don't see it, it never happens. I asked him today, I said, how about murder? If they come down here and murder me, you don't see it, so it never happens. All right, I might lose my life over this, and I don't dare.
Okay.
I dare. Could somebody in this county do something for me once?
Dave stayed so calm through this.
Yeah, that feels very...
She tormented Dave. He never said anything.
He was not confrontational. He would say, just let it be. It is what it is.
Dave was a peacemaker. He was definitely the calm to my storm. He would always say, she's just a clown, don't attend her circus.
It kind of just spiraled from there.
I can't believe this took
Every
place
time
over
my
the
mom was
course of
outside,
like
she was
less than
harassing her,
6 months.
yelling crazy things at her. Frances really started stalking my mom everywhere she went.
She would follow me and Owen to the grocery store, block us in at Kroger's, where I couldn't get out. Anything she could think of to do to aggravate, she would do it.
But
I would have Owen.
also, like, how are we not... Again, it's not this woman's fault. It's neither of these people's fault because they're victims in this scenario. But it, like, consistently blows my mind when we're not, like, calling the police to say, like, this woman, actually, the one who's been calling you every single day, yeah, surprise, she's stalking me. Like, I am getting blocked in my car at Kroger. I can't leave my house. I can't do this. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so confused. Yeah, why isn't the police office discouraging her from making a million calls? That is such a great question. Also, Rick Snip is a great username. Yeah, misuse of 911. That's a felony? I did not know that. Wow. Yeah, this also feels like a huge failure on the part of this, like, small town police department. That, like, this woman is obviously making these phone calls and saying these things and doing these things with the intent to get this woman arrested. Like, this is harassment. This feels like stalking. This feels like a whole bunch of things that the police department should have been like, hi, you can't do those things. You know what I mean? If it's the non-emergency number, then maybe they just don't. I don't know. I mean, I guess, but still, I feel like at some point there should have been a conversation about, like, you cannot call this number for that, you know? I don't know. This, like, it's not surprising in a small, tight-knit community where everybody's just so nice that we're continuing to entertain the crazed ramblings of a vindictive white woman as long as she's harassing a black man and his family. Unrelated. Oh, Benita, that's very nice. Thank you. I've been adding more hair dye into it as the other stuff comes out. So it's turning more neon pink than, like, what is the word? Fuchsia, which honestly I really like. There's a bunch of things that have already happened where I'm like, so that's not how this normally works. But then I remember this is small town Kentucky. Yeah, I think that's pretty loud here.
Out in the yard, my nieces would be out in the pool. Frances would lay out in her yard topless. She'd be out there mowing her yard naked, showing her butt, mooning them, showing them her boobs.
Montgomery County Dispatch. Yes, my name is Shauna Scott.
Yeah, so, hello? You can get put on the sex offender list for taking a piss in public. How is this woman openly, obviously showing people her tits? Children, actually, not just people, but children, her tits, on purpose and not in trouble. Under other circumstances, I'll call it. On your own private little, yeah, on your property where no one else can see you. If you want to mow your lawn with your top off, that's your business. Good for you. But when you're doing it obviously with the intent to horrify small children, you're actually, like, I don't want to say a predator, but, like, you're a problem. A no contact order should not apply to your own yard, your property. But also, a no contact order should apply to the person who filed it. If you don't want to have contact with this person, then you shouldn't be able to talk to this person, to get on their property, to be anywhere near them either. That is the thing that I'm so confused about. She filed a no contact order, but then is continually fucking running around naked, banging on their car windows, like, hello? I've heard of situations where a person was in their home and a kid saw them through the window and got in trouble. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, in a lot of circumstances, this is like an open and shut, like, you're done. But they literally have a photo of her topless, like, making eye contact, trying to bait these people to come outside and yell at her. And what? We did nothing? Let me guess.
Look at my house, please. And what's going on? We're out in our pool, and my neighbor, she was standing in her front door butt naked, and I have kids in my pool.
All right, we'll send somebody up there, okay? Thank you.
The cops informed us that that's not against the law, so there was nothing we could do about it.
In the state of Kentucky, it's not a crime for a woman to be topless.
What?
But you can't show your genitalia, and that's for guys and girls. I mean, it's a crazy law because there's children out and about, but we do have some odd laws here.
What? Rare equality W for Kentucky, I guess. I know, Kentucky's the one place. What? Shocking. I know. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pro that. I know, in this circumstance, this is wild and fuck this lady. But generally, surprisingly woke. There's a surprisingly high amount of states where being topless isn't a crime, but it will get you socially ostracized. Hold on. How many? I'm Googling this. How many states is it legal to be topless? How many states is it legal? That's so surprising. Oregon does too, or Portland at least. Okay. Female toplessness in the United States, according to Wikipedia. Topless freedom by state. California. Currently, state law allows public nudity that is neither lewd nor offensive. San Francisco allows public female toplessness, although public nudity is banned as of February 2012. Okay. Hold on. Can I just get like a basic, like, give me a flyover? Women can now legally go topless in 6 states after federal ruling as of 2019. Pretty sure you can be topless in Ohio too. My nudity is offensive to me. You're gonna call the police on yourself? Okay. This seems like... Alright, we got a map. We got a map at gotopless.org. Obviously, it's illegal in Utah. No one is surprised by that. Okay, even in areas with topless freedom, police officers may still arrest citizens for disorderly conduct. Interesting. Oh, we love a map without a legend. You love to see it. Okay, but this says that it's legal in like most states, which I find hard to believe. Okay, I give up. Woke take, everyone should be covered up. Yeah, I don't agree with that either. Gonna head out. The show's too much for me. No worries. Anna, thanks for hanging out. Public nudity isn't illegal in Seattle unless you're getting off on it. Weird distinction, but okay. But I didn't expect that from Kentucky. Me either. But then also at the same time, I feel like it's the thing, yeah, where it's like legal probably because of misogyny, because like, yay, boobies, you know? Like, we should decriminalize? We should make it legal for women to take their tops off at Tim McGraw concerts. Kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Maybe Tim McGraw was a bad example, but you know what I mean? At Country Thunder. Okay, anyways, sorry. Bit of a side quest. Let's keep going.
Haley was very uncomfortable with Owen coming down
Obviously.
because of what was going on. They didn't feel safe there with Frances, the way she was acting.
I refused to let my son Owen come visit. At this point, I was pregnant with my second son. I have to think of my family first before I take them down there and put them around Frances in an unknown situation. And when I explained all these feelings to Dave, he saw where I was coming from, but everybody else around me thought that I was just being dramatic.
It was awful. We was upset, you know, hurt, because our lives revolved around that baby. And I didn't talk to her for a while, but Dave never stopped talking to her.
What? You stopped talking to your daughter because she didn't want to come. But also, were you guys not able to go visit her? I don't understand. Am I missing it? Because that's why we censor it on TV, but not men's nipples. What, misogyny? Yeah. I'm just saying this woman is clearly the victim, but she's got some issues too. Yeah, that's an odd choice as a grandparent. Like, your daughter says that she doesn't feel safe taking her son to your house because your neighbor's flaunting her tits and ass at your child. And so, because your life revolves around the baby, you said, I'm going to deal with this by not talking to you. I don't understand. Yes, this is episode 1. Would you ever consider playing games and giving psychology commentary on them? Yes, except that no one would watch it though. Like, with so much love, I feel like it would be a sort of like a net loss, if you will, as far as, like, you know, how many people were watching and the AdSense, etc., etc. She may not have been able to visit due to the court case, but to stop talking to her daughter is a wild choice. Okay, thank you, Christine. I was so confused. Yeah, to stop talking to her daughter altogether, though, is sort of wild. Because I feel like there's still no reason to not, like, have her as a part of your life. Also, FaceTime exists. I mean, listen, I know that you... Okay, see, but this is the thing. Every time I bring it up, y'all in chat are like, oh my gosh, I would love this. I would totally watch it. Ba-ba-ba. And then, like, we did a Baldur's Gate playthrough a while ago. That was really fun, in fairness. But it was, like, one of the least viewed live streams on the channel. So... It's not that I don't enjoy it, because I did enjoy it, obviously. But you know what? Actually, middle ground. If you guys do want to play games and hang out, we have game time on the Discord server. So, you guys are always welcome to join the server and come hang out because we do game time every Saturday. Sometimes we do watch time instead, where we like watch stuff. We've been watching How to Build a Sex Room. But we play games and hang out, and, you know, yeah, if you guys want to play Stardew, let me know. I really need to make an official form for y'all to request games, and or like for folks if you want to host game time, etc. Oh yeah, we're playing Smash Cards tomorrow, which is the Discord version of Mario Kart. No, that's so fair. Yeah. The recurring monthly expense of like a membership thing is a real bitch, so that's totally valid. Got creative. What? Sorry. My brain just like rebooted, but can it be a little freer? Listen, I would love that, except that also I gotta pay my bills, y'all. Speaking of which, actually, I am gonna put a thing in the chat. Last time one of my videos got demonetized, I posted about it, and y'all, a couple of y'all were like, you should put your Venmo in the description, which I'm not gonna do that. But I might make like a Ko-Fi or put like my PayPal or something. Because if you guys want to support the channel by like giving me a spare dollar every now and again instead of paying for memberships monthly, then I would not complain. I would not complain about that. Your boy got a $550 fuck ass bill for having gone to the hospital. So So I need to do that. Please, somebody remind me to do that. It's fine. No one's going to remind me to do that. I'm going to put another alarm. When you guys ask me how I deal with my ADHD, by the way, this is how. I'm going to set an alarm for later so that I don't forget. PayPal in video descriptions. But anyways, point being, we play games, we play video games together, etc., on the Discord server. So if you guys want to play games and you are able to afford the membership, come hang out because game time is very fun. Game time can be kind of sparse. So come hang out with us. I would love to see you guys there more. I can see the green bar around it that shows that she's speaking. Oh yeah, if you can't hear me, Discord might be victimizing you specifically. And also double check, especially if you're on a desktop, you can right click on the stream and see if you have the stream muted or if the volume is down low, because sometimes it does that too. Gems, why do I do this? I keep doing that. They can't hear me. Okay, but maybe one of the people who can hear me can transcribe it. Why is my bot being rude? I'm broke, followed by here's the merch shop. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. No, that's so valid. Bot, stop doing that. It's fine. It's on a timer. She'll go away. Bot's making fun of me. I'd like to issue a formal apology on behalf of my bot. Okay, let's keep going.
As we're entering 2018, things were just awful. Dave and I felt like we was prisoners in our own home. There was just no peace there.
So
and we was miserable for a year.
Slappy Zoe, hi.
Every time we turned around, there was cops
Thanks
knocking on our door.
Thanks for coming to the live.
Dave went down and talked
We're
to
watching
him
a very
and was
graphic
like, you know,
and
we need
scary
help.
show.
We don't know where to go from here.
But thanks for coming. Discord might have changed your output audio.
I started working
oh yeah, that
at the
happens
Montgomery
too.
County Regional Jail in 2016. And that's when I first got to know Dave. Corrections is the hardest job that I've had. But Dave made the job so much easier. When he walked in, even the inmates, like they were like, you know, they'd be in the window like, "What's up, Dave?" Dave, he is like a it is what it is type guy. Like, you know, he lets things go. But in spring of 2018, I knew Dave was going through some things at home. Like, I knew he wasn't okay. He would come in more like a little bit more irritable. He just kept saying, "Man, I have this neighbor that's like won't leave us alone." You know, it's like Dave doesn't really cuss, so it's like he just wanted the peace.
If they show this picture of him in a fedora one more time,
corrections, then it's really hard because you have all this
Zoe,
chaos.
that's so nice.
The last thing you want to do is go home and like deal with more chaos.
My mom and Dave started to really have some issues with each other because Francis was kind of driving a wedge into things.
Yeah, Francis seems like kind of a fucking asshole.
In March 2018, I was prosecuting Shauna's assault on Francis, and we set a trial date for May of 2018.
Butt hurts, dude.
The nature of the offense was that Shauna went over to Francis's house, and then there was a physical altercation between the two that resulted in them going to the ground. Francis would call me almost daily to complain about Shauna or Shauna's family members, or how the police are conspiring against her and the local judges were conspiring against her. When I would just try to explain to her, like, you know, look, I understand that you think that this should be a higher offense, but here's what the law is, and this is what it is at this point. But she didn't really want to hear about any of that.
Yeah, you can't reason with someone.
From her perspective, she was the only victim doing nothing wrong. She was totally infatuated. This was her entire life, was prosecuting this case and getting Shauna Scott in jail. I sent out the subpoenas for this May date, started talking to some potential witnesses, getting them prepped for trial. I contacted the neighbor who was on scene for Shauna's assault on Francis. She was a neutral witness. She wasn't a family member. She wasn't a friend of Francis's.
Can you just briefly just tell me what you observed?
Since the long ago and stuff, I don't want involved with it no more.
Has there been some sort of issue going on between you and Ms. Sawyer? Makes you want to just stay out of it?
She's just harassing me, if you want me to be honest. She texts me every day, paragraph after paragraph after paragraph. Well, you need to call Andrew. You need to go to the police department. You need to do this. You need to go pick up your subpoena.
God.
This has been going for almost a year now. I have reason to believe that Annie is calling and making false reports because she wanted me to call you and report some stuff that Shauna was doing. I've asked her repeatedly to leave me alone. If I do have to go in front of the judge, I will tell him that she has done nothing but harass me, and it's probably not going to look good on her behalf.
I didn't want this case to necessarily be presented before a jury because Frances, I didn't believe was going to come off as a very sympathetic victim. I'm not naive enough to believe that juries, when they go back there, are not going to consider other stuff as well. Taking that on into
witness
consideration,
tampering.
it's just one that you don't
That's
want
such
to
a
put
good
before a
point,
jury.
Gems. You can't, like, harass somebody like that.
In May of 2018, my attorney called and said, Shauna, this is what we've been offered by the prosecution. A plea deal, which would be anger management classes and probation for 1 year. And he said, let's take it and put this behind us. And I said, I totally agree.
You know what?
We were
Hell
scheduled to go
yeah.
to court on the Monday after Memorial Day weekend. I was looking forward to it being all behind me. But I knew it wasn't going to be over with her because she wanted me to go to jail for 18 months. She was really, really livid when she found out about the plea deal.
This county will not protect me in any way.
Once it gets in front of the judge's order is final.
This whole situation is crazy. He could come right here at my door right now with a friggin' gun and threaten me and nobody would do a damn thing. Nobody.
Ma'am.
I have lived like a prisoner here in my own home, but nobody will do anything. Nobody will do anything to this family because David Scott is married to the slut.
Oy. 1 year
Dave
probation
was
does
starting
seem
to
kind of
also
like
get
a
the
lot.
feeling
I was
that
surprised
things were
by
not going
that,
to settle
actually,
down
but
even after it was settled in
still.
court. So he decided to start putting cameras up around the house and the property.
With the security cameras, I was hoping to show proof what she was doing and to keep my family safe.
Can I just say also, again, these people are the victims. I'm not criticizing them, but it is shocking to me that it took this long. Like, the first time that this lady had her yitties out in the front yard, I'm putting cameras up. I'm sorry. Like, after this lady accused me of beating her with a stick, I'm putting cameras up in the front yard. I am so flabbergasted that it took them this long. Nothing gets my blood boiling quicker than white woman tears. 100%. No, you know what? That's true, actually. This was 2018. Were Ring doorbell cameras a thing yet? In 2018? I can't remember. If they were probably more expensive, huh? Yeah, that's fair. Because it seems like... I'm trying to remember. They might have been a thing, but they were probably expensive as all hell at that point. Or maybe they weren't. I don't know. That's fair, though. Valid.
It was Memorial Day weekend, and I was in the house cleaning and mopping. Dave was outside on the back porch installing the last of our cameras.
Oh, boy.
911.
My name is Francis Sawyer. I have an emergency protective order against a neighbor. I can't get this court here to understand how dangerous this idiot is.
Okay, ma'am. I'm familiar with I'm familiar with the previous history.
I can't take any more of it.
They're like, you call here often enough. Also, fair warning, this is where shit gets violent. It's about to get gory. About to get bloody and real scary, so...
I told Shauna right to her face. I said, I am not going to be fucked with anymore. I will not tolerate it anymore. Today is when it stops.
Hello?
I remember this awful bang.
Jesus.
And I was down.
That feels unnecessary
being able
to
look out the
include.
sliding glass door and see Dave laying there. And I can remember hollering for somebody to help him.
I heard the shots, and then I heard my sister screaming. And when I went out, I went to David. You know, I don't know who called 911 because It wasn't me. I couldn't.
911, where's your emergency? There's 2 people that are shot. Okay, stay on the phone with me. Ma'am. Come back! Who is the lady that shot them? She's living across the street. It's this crazy motherfucker that they've been dealing with for years. Can you tell me if it's Francis Sayers? Look behind her. Yes, that's who it is. That's who it is. It is who it is. Okay.
May 26th.
Also, can we just talk about the fact that this woman called 911 saying, this is it, today is when it stops, and the police, knowing that this woman is actually fucking bananas, didn't send someone out there? Like, again, I know that it's a small town. I know that that guy said they only have 2 whatever, so it's hard, blah, blah, blah. But, like, this feels like a failure of the police department. Yeah, who's the lady that shot them? Like, and then she literally said, what's her name? Is that the lady who shot them? Hello? They already knew.
I was actually off duty that night. My buddy called me, which was working, and he said that Francis was identified as a shooter.
Okay.
Miss Ayer, talk to me, okay? You tell me where you're at.
You know my address.
Listen to me. I'm here to help you, okay?
Just leave me alone.
No, listen to me. You've got to...
Leave me the fuck alone.
No, listen.
I can't live like this anymore.
They went over and had a standoff out in front of her house.
I have pleaded for help for a year. I begged for help, and nobody would help me. No.
Yeah, you unfortunately joined this stream just as things start to get graphic and scary. Sorry, Panicked Pigeon. But again, see, this is what I'm talking about with the animations. Like, this is a very serious and heavy and scary moment, and they said, we're gonna go ahead and turn this into a cartoon. Like, why? Rosebud Butterfly, I would not be surprised if they mix the gunshot noises to be jarring on purpose. Because, like, what the fuck? Okay, let's keep going, I guess.
Let me talk you through this, okay?
Okay. Shoot me.
No, they won't.
I got a rifle pointed at my face.
We do have to help out this time.
It's okay. Come on, Mom. Honey, we're just going to grab the gun. That's all we're going to do. Okay, come on out.
Yeah.
May 26th,
But
2018.
we don't
my
need
husband, myself, and our
gun
son Owen
control.
was home. My husband's phone rang, and he answered it, and he just kind of looked at me. All I heard him say was, we're on our way. Being almost 35 weeks pregnant, I really didn't want to leave the house. He looked at me, and he just kind of calmly told me she finally snapped. And I said, what do you mean?
I told Haley at that point in time, your mom and Dave got shot. And I said, Dave didn't make it.
Yeah, or better mental health care, or both.
All I could say was no, not my Dave, not my Dave. A lot of people underestimated our relationship because I was a stepdaughter. But he was my stepdad for 20 plus years. My next thought was, I'm not gonna make it in time to see my mom before she dies. I was terrified that I wasn't gonna get to say bye because at the time, her and I were not on the best terms because of this whole situation. And, you know, guilt starts eating you alive, and then that's a long drive from Ohio. That's 3 hours. When we got to the hospital that night, we weren't able to see my mom, and they said they were putting her in the trauma center because she had been shot in the face.
Jesus.
When I was told that she was shot in the face point blank, I was just racking my brain, like, how is she still alive?
I didn't know what was gonna happen. We all slept in hospital chairs overnight, and about 7:30 the next morning, they came out and told us that we'd be able to see her. She looked awful, almost unrecognizable. Her face was a bloody mess, her hair was covered in blood. They gave her a whiteboard and a marker. The first thing that she wrote was David. She didn't know that he didn't make it.
My dad and my girls told me that that he had passed away. I learned that Frances walked from her yard straight through my front yard, up my front porch, and inside my door. Shot me right in the face. I went down.
Again with the noises.
She went out the back door, and Dave was holding his hands up saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, then when he held his hands up, she shot through his ring finger, and it went through and pierced his heart.
God, that's so sad.
I couldn't believe it. Our lives were torn
I know.
apart.
Why did we choose the
That
animation for
moment.
these moments? Truly.
They moved me into a trauma unit. I still had a hole in my face from the bullet. They said I was going to be there at least 3 weeks. And I said, no, I'm not.
That's enough of that.
The next day, they did let me go down and spend some time with Dave at the funeral home. He wasn't dressed yet or anything. They wouldn't uncover him and let me see any wounds or anything. But I did get to sit with him for a while. When I was sitting there with him, I felt like
3
I don't
weeks
know where to
is
go from
a
here. I don't know what to
surprisingly
do
short
with
amount
that.
of time given her wounds.
I didn't know what to go from there. I just told him that I loved him, and I was so sorry that I can't believe this happened.
An emotional farewell as the body of slain Deputy Jail.
Actually, hold on. That's a solid question. Y'all are locking your doors, right? Right? Maybe this woman just like busted the door open. I don't know. But well, I mean, who knows? Maybe they had been in and out of the house or something. I don't know. Okay, me too. Not to be that guy. But, like, we lock all of our doors, all of our windows. We have a security system on the house. Especially now that we live in a small town. Like, yeah, so maybe because he was out on the porch, he was, like, in and out of the front door. So the door was unlocked just, like, for a second, but yeah. Lilybug, that I think is probably... You never lock your doors? Really? Weirdly, I leave my back door unlocked, but I always set the alarm. Really? I am... Eric is an American. Not always, but I live in a quiet village in the UK. I mean, yeah. Wild. When I was home in a rural area, no. What? I am... Not even when you leave. What? I am far too paranoid. We didn't lock our doors much growing up, but we weren't in a small town. We were semi-rural. Oh my God. That is so surprising to me. Yeah, I feel that. Panicked Pigeon. I mean, in fairness, I think if they're not locking their doors, admitting it online probably isn't really changing all that much. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think in this situation, it sounds like the door was unlocked because Dave was going in and out and setting up the cameras. So that probably would be annoying to have to like have your keys on you to like unlock your door every 5 seconds. But what happened? Failed to start camera. Sometimes Discord is just stupid. If it's a prevalent enough issue that like more than 1 or 2 people are experiencing it, then I can have a mod get on the stage for a second, then I can turn my camera off and come back. But if it's just 1 or 2 people, usually Discord just sucks. Yeah. I'm so sorry, though. I feel really bad. I wish I could, like, do something, but I don't know, like, what even there is for me to do. Thank you, Jane Doe. Okay. I was on a grand jury, and the amount of rural home invasion robbery cases we heard made me rethink my stance on the country as a safe and quiet place to live. I just am paranoid as fuck. I am so beyond, like, anxious that I just simply could never. Okay, sorry, anyways, let's keep going.
David Scott was loaded into a hearse Monday afternoon. While hundreds spent the day mourning inside the funeral home, dozens of jails across the state also paid their respects, sending deputies to work the Montgomery County Jail so all of Scott's co-workers could attend his service.
His funeral was beautiful. Dave's loss not just affected our community. I mean, everyone around knew Dave. We lost a legend.
Dave was remembered as an officer. We block all the intersections. We'll do all the ceremony there, the 21-gun salute. I would never think that it would have escalated the way it was, because I did respond to her house many a times. I looked at it as if I could do something else. And I still think about that. It's just one of the things that, you know, you kind of beat yourself up.
Over 850 people was there. Owen, he sat right with me the whole time. And he said that, I'm gonna be here for you, baby. I'm gonna be here for you. And I knew he knew that his papa was not coming back.
Poor little boy.
Just Owen being there, I think, really helped my mom. You would catch him just patting her on the back or giving her random hugs, just making sure that she was okay.
I mean,
at the funeral, she held on to me a little tighter. It's sad that it took something like that for my mom and I to get back on the same page, but we're family and we got to stick together because we're all we have now.
Haley was 30-something weeks pregnant when Dave passed away. So we buried him June 2nd. And our second grandson was born July 9th.
Obviously, my mom was still in recovery when our son River was born. But from that moment on, I think that she saw River as, you know, a saving grace. Something to help keep, you know, her fighting. And she's always had a special relationship with River ever since.
I just want to be here for my kids and my grandkids. Because they are the most important thing to me.
Yeah, see, like, this is recent.
Years later, they come to us and told us, this is the plea deal that we're going to offer.
I would be so
Sorry,
pissed.
I'm still so angry about that.
Plea deal for
what? They told
what?
us if we go through a trial, it's going to be excruciating. I just didn't want to put my kids through no more than they had to go through. Showing all the photos of Dave's body, you know, everything. And we agreed for that plea deal. Was that what I wanted? Probably not.
Fair.
But was it best for us? Yes, I think so at the time.
Okay, on January 12th, 2022, Francis Zoyer pleaded guilty to a murder, secondary assault, and wanton endangerment. Wanton? What's wanton?
Here for final sentencing at this time. Mr. Gully for final.
There you go. I think Haley is first.
You deserve so much more than the sentence you are receiving today. But it's at least a good start for taking the life of a proud father, grandfather, an adoring husband, and a pillar of this community. I know families of the victims typically end their statements with, "I forgive you," or "I need to forgive you to move on," but I want to make myself very clear. I do not forgive you. I don't want to forgive you, and I'm never going to forgive you.
Hell yeah. Speak on it, girl.
That's my biggest fear for Francis to be paroled.
Francis Sawyer received a 35-year sentence. She will be eligible for parole in 2038.
That's my biggest fear for Francis to be paroled.
Hi, Moonwalking Bean.
My fear
How
for
are
my
you?
kids, my family. Honestly, I hope she never gets out. I mean, it's still a fear that's in the back of my head every day.
Francis never gave an explanation for anything. She didn't believe she'd done anything wrong. There wasn't no self-defense. There wasn't, there's nothing there. She took his life for no reason.
I don't think that woman deserves to ever be on the outside again unless she's in a coffin.
I knew that I had a long road ahead of me. That long road has included 16 facial surgeries because all the bones in my face were broken. The loss of my sight in my left eye, the loss of my hearing in my left ear, scars on my face, just a lot of surgeries and a lot of healing, trying to get better. Since David passed away, I take it one day at a time. Some days I have good days, some days I have bad days. Birthdays and holidays, very hard. And I don't know if it'll ever get easier, but I have to be strong for the kids. So that's what I do.
Well, okay.
Wait, let me.
For what it's worth. Very human to want to shield your children from emotional distress. And I'm not saying that parents should lean on their kids for emotional support as like a reversal of the typical like appropriate dynamic. However, being a model of emotional expression and therefore emotional processing for children can be like really healing, actually. Oh, we're having dreams. Puppy. Live bug. Hi, welcome back to Earth. You're dreaming. You okay? She just looked at me like, what? Regardless, parents modeling, actually expressing their emotions and not shoving them down is a good thing for your kids. Like, you can actually damage your children by not being emotionally expressive. Obviously, the opposite end of that spectrum is not helpful either, but the I have to be strong for my kids thing is a really unfair expectation for people to place on themselves. I think you should know the series is also produced by Blumhouse, who mostly does horror and definitely caters to that. Yeah, we talked about that at the beginning, actually. God bless. Thank you guys for like being so supportive. So I should be my mom's therapist? No. If I had a water bottle, a little the kitty no bottle. No. I like to think that most can be rehabbed, but this woman doesn't give that vibe. Yeah, that's like that's a complicated, yes. Travis, thank you. That gif, exactly. That's a complicated issue that I think gets into a more philosophical debate, about the use of things like prisons. Hey, Nexibus. Thanks for joining the memberships. Thanks for becoming a McNug. It's nice to see you. Thanks for coming. I don't know that I necessarily want to get into the philosophical debate of are prisons obsolete, because I know that people will fundamentally disagree with me, and that's fine. We don't necessarily have time for all of that. But generally, I'm inclined to agree that, like, rehabbing people is the ideal circumstance, yes. I'm here from Discord since I didn't want to work. Oh, Nexibus! Oh my god! Okay, great. Thanks for coming to YouTube, and sorry that Discord is picking on you. I didn't recognize you without your thing. Petition to give Mickey a super soaker. Who's Dr. Fuzzby? Who's that? Okay, anyways, let's keep going.
Hello, Mother.
Hi.
If everyone didn't hurry up, I would have ate all food.
Mozzarella wedgies.
We decided to relocate back to Mount Sterling, which is, my hometown.
I didn't talk to her for a while. Now our relationship's good. And I'm thankful for that. That's the cutest picture. I want people to remember that skin color is just a skin color. It doesn't make a person. Dave loved everybody. He was a good person. He was a good friend. And he just had a smile that could just light up a room. And he didn't deserve this. I just want him not to be forgotten.
Well, that was sufficiently traumatizing, and that lady fucking sucks. Being removed from society is an extreme measure, depending on context. Yeah. No, that's so fair. Nexus. I fundamentally agree with your face. That's very nice. Are other episodes about other cases? Yeah. So there's another episode. The second episode, I think, is about an explosion. Or somebody's house exploding. I don't know. And then I don't know what, there's 4 episodes, I think. I don't know what the other ones are about. One's called The Executor, so that's fucked up. But I don't think we're gonna watch another episode of this. I don't. And also it's 2:30, so well, oh, it's raining. That's why, Olivia's. Are you stressed? That's so fair, pup. I don't think we're gonna watch another episode of this show. Hold on one sec. Oh boy. Thank you, Christine. Wow, it's like really thundering. Can you guys hear that? Sorry, I got distracted. There was mod stuff. Kitchen Nightmares, Amy's Baking Company next time. Yes, we will watch the Amy's Baking Company stuff next time. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. We tried it. You know, we were brave. We tried something different, and it was fine. But we'll watch Amy's Baking Company next time. That should be less traumatizing and equally interesting, hopefully. Tomorrow we have game time on the server. We'll be playing knockoff Mario Kart. So come hang out, come play games. It's a very fun time. And next week we'll be back with another stream. Okay. Thanks for hanging out. I love you guys so much. I was going to tell you guys something else, but I don't remember.